One of the most debated topics in the fish keeping hobby revolves around filtration and what kind is best. Hey fish friends, how's it going? Zenzo with Tazawa Tanks. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a great day. I get a lot of questions about filters, and I read a lot of posts in various Facebook groups about filtration. Which one's best? Should I get this one or that one? And everybody has an opinion. I get a lot of questions, in YouTube about it. I get messages sent to me, and I also have seen some people get pretty excited when they talk about filtration, and some people really are adamant about what they feel is best. So I'm not going to tell you what filter is best today, and hopefully that's not the reason why you came to watch this video expecting to have some crystal ball and that's going to magically tell you what's the best filter. But I am going to tell you some things to consider and why most filters are good. So when it comes to filtration, there are many types of filters. You can have a hang on the back filter, a canister filter, a sponge filter. You can have a sump. You could do, some type of organic bed, aquaponics, all kinds of different ways of filtering your tank. And then, of course, there's plants that also help filter your aquarium naturally. So there are ways of filtering your aquarium mechanically, biologically, and chemically even. And there's probably a lot of filters that I left off, but those are just some of the more common ones that you'll find. I personally have a lot of different types of filters. I've got canister filters. I have sumps / refugium. A refugium is a sump, which is a glass tank underneath your tank that has plants in it. I have wet dry filter, which is a sump also where water trickles down through some media. I have aquaponics outside. My whole fish room downstairs is all running on sponge filters. I have hang on the back filters. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I've got plants. I've got sponge pre-filters. And I don't know, I think that's about it. But anyway, I have a lot of different filters, and I've got a box filter even downstairs. So there's a lot of different ways of filtering your aquarium, and there's a lot of things that you can do that will work. A lot of people get caught up on what is the best filter. Some people say, if you have an African cichlid tank, you have to have an FX4 or an FX6 canister filter. Or some people say, you have to have a sump filter, or you can only have hang on the backs. They're the best and they're the easiest to service. Sponge filters, they're the best, they're the cheapest, and you have the most amount of surface area. There's a lot of different ways of filtering your tank. Those are all good, and really it comes down to, in my opinion, one simple thing, and that is passing water through a filter media back into your tank. So as long as you have some way of having water move through something and into your tank and having that recirculate, that is filtration. The reason why is you have beneficial bacteria. The beneficial bacteria will adhere to surfaces all over your tank, your glass, your background, your decorations, etc. And they will also live in your filter media. So any type of porous surface, whether it be, if you have, ceramic beads, if you have bio balls, if you have plastic pot scrubbers, if you have, foam, anything that is porous and allows bacteria to kind of sit in there and get inside and kind of stick to it, and also allows water to pass through it, is going to be good. So when it comes down to it, it really comes down to making sure that you have water passing through something. So I'm not going to say that one filter is better than the other, and I have been asked before, and I do have my preference, and I would say that my preference is a sump because it can do so many different things. You can put plants in it, you can put other animals in it, you can make it a wet dry, it has more water volume, you can hide your equipment in it. I love sponge filters for the very reason I said before, because they're inexpensive. You can run a whole bunch of sponge filters on one pump, so you have less energy bill, and they have a lot of surface area for beneficial bacteria. They create surface agitation, and they're easy to clean. So there's a lot of good filters. I like hang on the back filters. If it were my preference as far as servicing other people's tanks when I do service jobs, My preference would be for everyone to have a hang on the back filter because it's the easiest for me to access and service versus me having to climb underneath a tank and remove a canister filter or clean a sump and deal with all that stuff underneath. A hang on the back is really simple. So there's a lot of great things that you can do with different filters, but really it just comes down to making sure that you have adequate water passing through some type of media into the aquarium water. So it can be pot scrubbers, it can be plastic bio balls. It can be lava rock that you picked up from the gardening store. It can be aquaponics clay balls. It can be sponge material. There's a lot of different things that you can use. Again, so the best filter is a filter that you're going to be able to service and that you're going to be able to take care of. So I'll leave it at that. So again, some people love their FX6 filters and they're great. And I've worked on them before, and if I had a really large tank, I probably would have an FX6 or an FX4 as part of the system. Some people love sumps. They're great. And again, sponge filters, hang on the backs, many different reasons to have many different tanks. But whatever it is that you choose, just make sure that it's something that you're going to be comfortable with, something that you can service on a frequent basis if necessary, and something that's going to meet all of your needs. So do your research and look into all the different types of filters and what they do. I know that Aquarium Co-op posted a video talking about a lot of different filters, and it's like an hour and a half or too long. So that might be a good place to start. I'll look for that video and put a link of it down below maybe. But anyway, again, as long as you have water moving through something and having that water go back into the tank, that's really your main thing. Even if you made your own filter and had water pass through a bunch of gym socks, as long as the gym socks don't get moldy and they don't fall apart, it's probably working just fine. That's all I had for now. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.